Morning Guitar. Today we are looking at page 14, exercise 26 of our text, and we're learning about the concept called 3/4 time. So up until now, every exercise we've played, every song we've worked on had the number 4/4 in the space that we are calling the time signature. And what that told us is that we had 4 quarter notes per measure. Now, we discussed what each number in the time signature represents, meaning that we're going to have the top number is the quantity 4, and the bottom number is the kind or quality, right? The kind of note, right? So, and the 4 on the bottom represents a quarter note. Now, you might be asking, why does the 4 on the bottom represent a quarter note? Well, time signatures are like fractions without actually being a fraction. The bottom number is a fraction under the number 1. So for example, the bottom number here is 4, so now imagine that under 1 over 4. A fourth is also known as a quarter. How many are we going to have in the measure is represented by that top number 4 over 4, so 4 quarter notes. And there are other kinds of time signatures like 1/4, 1 quarter note, 2/4, 2 quarter notes in a measure, 3/4 that we're learning about now, where we will have 3 quarter notes, and then of course what we've been working on, 4/4, making the whole measure 4 counts. You can have more than 4, 5/4, meaning 5 quarter notes, 6/4, meaning 6 quarter notes, 7/4, meaning 7 quarter notes, and those are all very typical, common time signatures to play in. There are time signatures where the bottom number is not 4, for example. We could have, for example, a time signature with the number 2 on the bottom, 4/2. 2 is a fraction under 1. 1/2 is half. So that would mean that the half note would be getting the beat. And if I had the number 4 on top, that means my measure would have 4 half notes. So this fraction theory can be applied to any time signature to make different times or feels of music, because that's what the time signature helps us to establish, is that feel. So from here now, we're going from 4/4 to 3/4. We have a little bit of text here. It says some music has 3 beats per measure instead of 4. This is indicated by the top number of the time signature, right? The bottom number 4 tells you that the quarter note gets 1 beat for all the reasons we just discussed. The top number being 3 now is telling us that we will only count until 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I can change that on my metronome too. Before we were counting 1, 2, 3, 4. But now we're in 3/4. So I'm going to select 3/4 over here, and now we can hear it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's hear some of those other examples. Here was 5/4. And we have 6/4. And so on, right? And 7/4. And there's many songs that fit within each one of these time signatures. By the way, there's lots of time signatures, not even just all of these. 7/4 is a famous time signature for many reasons. A song you might recognize would be Money by Pink Floyd. If I play that in 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I'm playing it too fast. There it is. We're used to that at a faster speed. Okay. 5/4 is famous because, well, not because of, but you might recognize the Mission Impossible's theme from 5/4. 4/4 is also known as common time. 3/4, we typically have waltz music. 2/4, you might hear a march, and so on. So there's the feel can be established by the time signature, the feel of the music. Okay. An issue that we're going to run into now is how do we fill the whole measure in 3/4 time? The issue being here is how many counts is a whole note worth? So we learned that a whole note is worth 4 counts, but in the time signature of 3/4, we only have 3 counts. So if we have only 3 counts, a whole note will be too big for the measure. So this is where we have this thing called a dotted half note. The dot, even though it says here that a half note is 2 beats, we know that to be true, plus a dot, which is 1 beat, equals a dotted half note of 3 beats. This is all true. The dot isn't always worth 1 beat. The dot doesn't have a value. The dot has a function. It says a dot after a note increases its value by 1/2. 1/2 of the original note. So in this particular case, like you could say that like 1/2 x equals y, right? And this over here. So if this is x and this is half of that, so you make a little bit of a multiplication thing here. You can make this into an algebraic equation to find the value of any note where a dot is attached. For now, we know that a half note is worth 2. Half of that is 1. You add those together and you get 3. Dotted half note. And that's how we're going to fill the whole measure. Now we have a note value worth 3. So a whole note was worth 4. Dotted half note is 3. Half note is 2. Quarter note is 1. This is all just the note G, our 3rd string. What we'll do now is just play through exercise 26. And I'm still going to keep my picado apoyando technique so that I'm always practicing good technique on the guitar. Okay. 2, 3. Here's 26. This time I'm going to move the mouse along so you can see it, and I'm going to count it as well. 2, 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so your goal today is to play along with exercise 26. You can pause the video here, play along with the video, set your own metronome, try different tempos and so on to get used to that. Remember that you're still always practicing apoyando picado so that we have the good technique, even though this is only on 1 note. The goal is not really to learn exercise 26 as if it were a song. It's more about the concept of playing in 3/4 time.